Behold, it is I, King Have-no Instep the Fourth, has returned, and of course, I'm joined today by the good lady, my sister wife, Queen Beatrice. Beatrice? It is cold here. Beatrice refuses to move. The good lady is a bit hairy. She takes after our mother. After all, she is a sister wife of Pharaoh. You can go back to sleep now. I'm not going to keep that voice up. It's actually somewhat difficult to do on my end. But Total War's ERAS Clash, we do have another round coming up, and it's Pharaoh Dynasties, which is a game that I really enjoy, and it's badly overlooked in the Total War community. So I want to take a couple minutes to play it and practice for the battles, because, yeah, I'm going to save that voice for moments like this, where it's like, I have lost far too many battles in this, and it doth not show the greatness of Pharaoh. Yeah, I keep getting stomped, and I'm practicing too. That's what annoys me, is I'm practicing and still losing in these multiplayer battles. So we got to make sure to up our game a little bit here, kiddos. If you have Pharaoh installed, which all three of you that have it might, if not, you know, install it. I'll play a quick battle against you, but otherwise I'll be doing a couple custom battles in the meantime. The rules for it are pretty simple. They gave us a couple maps right there, and obviously you can battle accordingly. Hello there, and good morning. Good morning, the Pharaoh greets you. Let's see, we got Soldiers Pass. The rules are the same they always are in these Total War battles, which is, you know, pick a faction, don't use the same faction twice. In this one, they actually are cultural groupings. They're just not obvious to anyone that's immediately looking. So we're going to start with Irsu, because I eventually really want to do an Irsu campaign, not least because that beard is fantastic. So it recommends, I'm just going to get rid of everything there. Which is, how do we get rid of stuff? Right click? Nope, that's not it. Double left click. Yep, double left click. There we go. Let it do a pre-command. You have Total War Pharaoh. Hey, install it. I'll play it. There's nobody to play against currently. I definitely prefer to play against people. So if you have it installed, let me know. We'll get it rocking and rolling. All right, we got our Irsu, which is awesome. And he specializes, I recall, in like heavy axe infantry. It's just like any other Total War game. Each one of these guys sort of has the thing they're better at. But the way the maps work, there's a lot of obstacles on the maps themselves and a lot of interactions that hopefully my competitors won't be aware of that I want to try and exploit. Let's see. So Islander, so he came as part of the Sea Peoples DLC. So we want to try and get as many of those guys in as possible here. I think we had large funds. What are we on currently? What are my settings currently? Large funds, ultra size, good difficulty, good. So I think this is based on the Warhammer engine. When they built this one, it's the Three Kingdoms of Warhammer engine. So generally speaking, you want to get the best guys you can, and then sort of fill in around them as needed. Let's see. Oh, actually, you can see all the different groups of peoples. I didn't know that. That's really interesting. Great King and Elite units. Royal Hittite, Masidi, Golden Spearmen, Cavalry and Chariots, Canaanite Chariots. We'll do 2 of those to have them in there. I think we'll throw in some Canaanite Bowmen in a minute, because he's also a Canaanite Bowman. Oh, they got their own Aegean Armored Archers. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Definitely want a couple more archers. I think that's as much as we're going to be able to manage right there. This is going to be a highly... It's alright, I suck even harder on this game. Don't worry. The Pharaoh does need much training. Therefore, he is here today in his golden majesty to train accordingly. This is a game I never quite got the grasp of, I'll be honest. I've probably played around 20 hours or so of it, and I just couldn't get the flow right. What you're going to see here in a minute is these guys are all very heavy infantry that I picked right here, so they're not going to have high mobility. We're just going to hit play and see what happens. Start battle. So this game has a really big difference between heavy and light in that they get exhausted much faster, and there can push them off the battlefield, quite literally. You know, the thing is, man, people ask, is this game fun to play? If you only play Warhammer, I don't know, probably not. It's not going to have magic and stuff like that. That's sort of a tough sell for a lot of people, and it's difficult to explain to someone who doesn't like the historical stuff why the historical stuff is fun. You know what? I am going to have to turn down the graphics a little bit, probably, but we're okay for right now. Right, so just kind of looking at this stuff. So I think it's fun. I get a big kick out of these games. I think this game is actually more technologically innovative than Warhammer itself. I think there's a lot of really cool stuff happening in this game, which I'm going to show off here in a second. Like tall grass, you can hide in tall grass if you have like certain ambusher units. This particular guy's has things like this, like a reckless advance stance, a hold stance, or a fallback stance. So I'll actually use those here in a couple seconds because I want to try and trap my enemies. So I'm going to put these guys in fallback, and I'm going to put these guys in advance forward. And when you see the battle here in a second, they're actually going to push the enemy units. You're going to see them physically move during the course of the fight. Generally, all the fights in this game are much slower, and that's not a bad thing. I think that the games in Warhammer can get way too quick, and so I love seeing a historical title that really slows it down and does something a bit different. Terrain types do make a difference in this game, so this seems to be a really dry terrain, which is not as fun in my opinion, but that's okay. If there's mud and stuff like that, I mean, it halves unit movement by half. So if you position an army on the other side of a mud bog, you can pepper them with arrows the whole time they get across, and that's so cool to see. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna turn the graphics down ever so slightly. I'm running it 1440p to be able to see what you guys are typing at the same time, because I'm a muppet enough that I've never quite been able to figure that stuff out. I honestly should get an iPad off to the side there, but, you know, what are you going to do? We'll put it down to high for right now. And I can play this game in 4K on a 3070, to give you an idea. It's extremely well optimized, which is very cool to see in a game like this. Oh, yeah, much, much smoother there. And, you know, next to no difference in the quality we're seeing. All right, so heavy guys, heavy guys, heavy guys. Start the battle. Let's see what happens here. So if I'm playing against Egypt, Egypt generally is going to have a lot of fast people. Fast but slow. That is their sort of their bag there. And you guys we're going to have on hold. So go up there, go up there, go up there. We're going to make a big flying V wedge thing. And go from there. Did I have 2 archers? Yep. Okay, I did. I was off slightly. That's what's happened here. Alright, so our armored archers are better than their archers and should not get shot down because they're armored. That's the advantage of armored archers. And so you want to make sure to deploy them forward, and that way they can take the hits from the enemies and not die themselves because they are armored. Let's see here, yeah. So they're already shooting because they got crazy long range. Right, and so you're going to see what I was talking about with the difference in armor stats pretty quick here. Now, this game does have armor degradation, so as the fight goes on, the armor gets worse, which is very cool to see in a game. You know, we're just going to have to go in, I think. All right, go in, go in, go in. You know, we don't have to run, but we can slowly plot over there. Actually, are they on run right now? We can turn them off run, because otherwise they're just going to slowly die. Yeah, generals have entire bodyguard units in this one as well. Let's see, and he's not too worried about his flanks right here because he's got some Argive Axemen, the General, Seti Longbowmen, and all that. So a lot of Kopesh guys. So we're going to kind of form up on his flanks here and see what we can do to get him out of position a little bit, right? And you'll notice these guys, you know, barely taking any hits. Now, they do have their shields up, and so because their shields up, they are moving much slower, right? Which is a fun little detail in this one. The archers are suppressive fire, so they can take suppressive fire. It causes problems. You know, they can't just sit there and take it all the time. So our guys are actually getting just drilled by those longbowmen. Man, even with the armor, it doesn't matter. Wow. Okay. So definitely want to do something about those longmen sooner rather than later, I guess, here. I thought I was going to be able to kind of, you know, mess it up a little bit here, mix it up and get them to do what I was wanting to do, but not at all. Don't want to go into the Kopesh guys. Those are axemen. Composite bodyguard. Alright, so let's see what the Hittite chariots can do. These look like they're medium quality, so they're not formed up. We got to charge into the back. That'll do nicely. Yes, yes. Alright, where's my other chariot group? Where are you guys at? Yeah. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And pull them through. You always pull the chariots through if you can. Nice. ERAS Clash is an event. So for the last couple of weeks on Fridays, Total War has been streaming these competitions between myself and the other streamers. They're on a bit of a hiatus right now, like through the holidays a little bit. They're going to pick it back up in a couple of weeks is my impression. And so the next one is Pharaoh, and I have to record that in the next day or so here. So definitely low FPS again. That's fine. Just turn that notification off. So I'm training because I have to fight against Colonel Damders in the next day or two here. So I wanted to get some actual time in with the game because I've not played this in over a year here. So I want to get in there and actually see what's going on with it. All right, and these guys are beefy enough. This shouldn't be an issue. I hope I can just let them do what they need to do here. All right, hold. All right, I'm going to show you guys that push just because it's really interesting to see. All right, so we're going to put it on push here. So as they're in the fight, right, this unit should slowly push back the guys directly in front of them. It's something they used to have in things like the first round Total War and Medieval and things like that, which doesn't seem like a big deal initially, but right here, like these guys, I want them to fall back. And so this whole unit will eventually sort of just turn into a giant U. It makes a natural surround, where you get a flanking maneuver just by letting the unit sort of do what they need to do. Although, I'm not sure I'm going to get to because their archers are so freaking good. That is something to know with the in this game. It's been a while since I played it. Those archers are not joking around. Golly. So I definitely needed some lighter chariots just to hang back and try and deal with the archers there. So I thought these guys are going to be good enough on their own, but really they're not. Looks like my general died at some point. I guess they sniped him. Good to know. Yeah, been a while since I played this one, but you'll notice there's so much going on right here. Yeah, I enjoyed the Bronze Age Total War game. It's funny because it's not a commonly researched era in a weird way. I knew nothing about the Bronze Age really before this started. You know, I mean, vague concepts, but the specifics of who did what where, and especially the Bronze Age collapse is such a huge event in history that really gets no coverage because it's so far back. There's only, a few sources kind of about it that are written from the period. And so you get a deal less to talk about in a way. Okay. I was hoping these guys are going to fall back, but it really doesn't seem to be. They're engaged in melee, so I guess they can't. Oh, you have to tell it a targeted location. Interesting. Okay. So same thing here. So if I want them to push. So previously it was sort of automatic. So you actually have to say, hey, fall back. Interesting. So, okay, that's definitely... That didn't work the way I thought it did, so that's kind of cool to see that is different. Alright, so... Get on over there. Now my guys are winning the melee, which is expected, right? I expected to win the melee here, so... you gotta make sure to actually do this. Yeah, and that's true of most Total War games for myself as well. Like, there's so many games, like, my love of medieval history began because of Medieval 1 Total War. Like, I was young, I was in, I think, middle school or high school at the time, and I didn't know a lot about it. I mean, you have the vague concepts, obviously, of the castles and stuff like that, but the difference of really seeing real people, real places, and understanding the geography of Europe, because you take the time to play a game, and it's weird to say it, but I mean, that's the benefit of stuff like this. You don't realize how much you're gaining. These are not my guys. Okay. Really needed my chariots to not die in the future because, man, range superiority is serious in this game. Like, I may have won that fight, but it doesn't matter because I can't get to these guys fast enough. Like, I'm gonna die here, I think. Oof. Yep. They're routing because of those arrows, man. Whoa. I mean, that is a completely 360 surround with arrows. That's a nut strategy. So slingers, Kershite armored archers, royal archers, Chian slingers, Pharaoh guard. Yeah, okay. So arrows are something to be feared in this one. That is for sure. Wow. Okay. Good to know. Warriors are wavering. Yeah, we've already lost this one, so we're just going to concede that and move on, because, whoa, got hammered just then. Okay. We're going to also knock it down to, let's see, we'll do medium settings just to have it. Again, I'm trying to stream in the background, so it puts us an extra tax on everything that's happening right here. Any multiplayer battles happening? Nope. Custom battle. Okay. So, we definitely saw the benefit of that. One fun thing about this game is apparently you can recruit any unit sort of at any time. You can see all the units are sort of available to you, because in the course of the game itself, you can, you know, recruit anyone as mercenaries, which is very cool. Let's see. I like Troy just because I like the Trojan armor. They're doing the more historical Trojan armor in this one, and it's very cool. They ended up adding most of Total War Troy and Pharaoh into this game, as well as an entire new area through Baghdad and all that with the oh my goodness with Mesopotamia. All right, so what we saw right then was a crazy amount of arrows going in. So guards of Troy, I think, are going to be their super heavy shielded guys. So I think maybe the problem was that Irsu had not enough armor, but not enough shielding instead of armor. So let's see that as a concept. Let's see. Champions of Troy is what this is. Guards of Troy. Guards of Troy. Guards of Troy. No. Trojan Princes. Guerrilla Stalkers. Composite Bow Infantry. Javelin Infantry. Champions of Troy. Shield and Spear. Low lethality. Heavy armored and shielded. Heavy armored and shielded underdog. I'm just going to put another 2 of these guys on there. And we're going to see about getting some really cheap bowmen. Lots of cheap bowmen. Because that was nuts how effective that was in the last game. Oh, I got too many. And then we're going to get 1 or 2 chariots to mop up everybody. Hey man, love some Pharaoh Dynasties, right? I'm just training. There's another Total War ERAS clash coming up, and I have to fight against Colonel Damders. And I have not played enough of this game to understand the dynamics of it. So what we learned in the last battle is archers suck. So don't have a solution for archers, or you're going to have a really bad time. Heavy Trojan chariot. There we go. Okay, that's good. Sure. The other one we had as an option is Labyrinth, Forested Labyrinth, which is probably going to have less options for a lot of archers, but that's cool. All right. And we're going to put this on somebody else. We'll let him do Tarnaster or somebody. That looks fun. Okay. See if we can do any better this time, because that was not a good show on my part. Thank you. I bought this to stream for Pharaoh. They said the costume looks nice. And I did like 1 stream with it because Pharaoh didn't catch on, and I was really disappointed by that. I was clearly ready to go all in on Pharaoh. Did not happen. So I had to come up with something else instead. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Let's have you guys right up here together. Nice and in a squad. And we're going to have you guys right here because I know that it's going to come up very soon where we're going to want to try and get around with you. Okay. So, plan is move these guys forward to a position where they can just sort of make a line. Don't need to run. And all you guys over here, as I expected to be more of you in that click, over here, get some archer superiority happening. Over here. Come on. There it goes. Over here, and then we'll throw a couple on the behind. Maybe 1 or 2 off to the side there. So that should give us a little bit of a way of hooking on both sides. Now, the beard did not come with a costume. This is actually woven EVA foam with a bit of yarn behind it. which is funny because that's not unlike how the Egyptians did it. They would have a fake beard with a little bit of string, and they would attach the beard to themselves with string. And you can see it in some of the older bits of hieroglyphics where they have like a line right here, which is where they're tying the beard on, because these ceremonial beards are, you know, sort of absurd. So, all right. Okay, what's going on? Because he's in the forest and I can't see him. So what's happening? Guys, why did you go that way? Gosh. Okay. Looks like they can't approach from that direction. So you know what? Let's try and hold this. Pass. We're gonna... What happens if I really bottleneck it right there and see if I can force them to come and fight me on my terms? That would be awesome if this works. And you can go right there. You guys are right here. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So this map may be about getting control of this bottleneck and then sort of forcing the enemy to either come up or get shot. Okay. Yes. Yes. Oh, you're showing yourself now. That's a mistake, because I have range superiority. Okay. Now they're going to get shot, but that's okay, because they have really high defense. So theoretically, I should be able to outshoot them. Okay. What's this guy? That is a armored Caspian chariots. Nope. Don't want to mess with that yet. Okay, so you guys need to come up there. You guys need to come up there. Come on. Let's see if this ranged superiority concept works. Because as a concept, it should. And these guys are all shielded, so I want them to absorb most of the blows. But we're just going to rain it in right there. Gosh, that's so many things. Yeah, the Dynasties update really did. You got so many more options in how to play. And it made it feel better because of that. You know, it felt like a more epic world. And that shouldn't be discounted, you know, on the feel of something like that. Okay. You know, you're going to come around this way. I'm going to see the future here, and he's going to come right there. And then you guys need to come up here because he's going to charge you in about 2 seconds. And I want my spearmen to be ready right there. So if this works right, I can then grab him with my general and then countercharge back in with the chariots. If they get out of the way fast enough, which they may not get out of the way fast enough. What happened? Whoa! Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Our line was not thick enough! Oh no! What do we got here? Farmers? Don't run away from farmers! What is wrong with you? Yeah. Let the chariots run them down. Should turned off skirmish mode as well. Yeah, turn off skirmish mode. Okay, and I don't know where the guy went, so that stinks. Whatever. Let's get in here. So many mistakes were just made right there. It's okay, though. You guys need to come down here, and then let's go around and charge into the back of those guys after you've done it. So we got our archers in place. Everyone's fighting. That's good. These guys are providing a really solid foundation. Nippon and Total War Warhammer 3, man. I would love to see them. I am becoming increasingly unconvinced we're going to see Koresh into Nippon. Like, it's taken so long for the old world to do something like that. And so I don't think we're going to see. I mean, we haven't even seen what one dragon sibling. I expected we'd get Monkey King by now, and we haven't. And it's been really wild to me to not see more expansions sort of with the old world. It's almost like the old world's rollout has been so slow that it's affected Warhammer 3 itself. You know, like there's just not enough sort of happening fast enough. Come on, guys, we're dumping arrows here. What's the problem? Come on, kids. Yes, all the arrows. I should point out that when I played Medieval 2 back in the day, I played as England the entire time, and I made everything Agincourt. Just like 3/4 of every army was arrows, and I would just rain them in constantly, just without even attempting. So you just have tiny front line. You need a good solid cavalry on the side, which these guys might hit me with right there. So there's nothing I can do about it. But yeah. And you just hit them with so many arrows that they die. So let's see if we can shoot this guy faster enough to kill him. Not sure what kind of defenses he has. Yeah, so they're going to die so quick to that chariot. I mean, he did a successful chariot maneuver. I did not. I can't believe that little bit of tree line right there. I did not know that connected, and that got me. Ugh. Yeah, and it's funny because Nippon really is sort of a variation on Cathay as the way it's presented there. Like, it's not its own separate unit or anything, or its own separate faction. Although obviously in the real world it is, but the way that it's presented, it's very much meant to remind people of like a Cathay province with some specific flavors to it. They're very Japanese. But if you go back and look at the original Nippon War, like it's a lot of sort of silly names. I think they're named like Honda, Toyota, and Mitsubishi. They're all named after Japanese car companies, which isn't really gonna fly in the modern era. It's definitely one of those they would need another pass, and the company itself, the Games Workshop, just hasn't done that. And if Games Workshop hasn't done it, CA doesn't seem to be willing to let them do it. Oh yeah, most stuff when it comes to Warhammer is licensing based. The impression that I've gotten is that Games Workshop really gets a final say on what goes in, so CA can propose something, and then Games Workshop can veto or accept as they see fit. And oh no, are we out of arrows? Guess we are. Huh. Okay, guess we're out of arrows. So we'll just have to go in here and do some other stuff. So these guys, what's going on here? I feel like my army is fighting but not. These games Workshop. I don't think they do. I think that it's Norsca's not really a full faction. You know, Norsca's are the warriors of chaos tribes instead of being full armies, and that's a problem. You know, they've never quite figured out what to do with them, which is a whole different issue. You know, I think that, we're seeing those Marauder Horsemen they just announced, which is cool for Old World. So there's definitely some love for them there, but oh, melee mode. Yeah, guys, go to melee mode. That's the problem. But it's definitely a case where if you don't have a proper idea of what you want them to be, it causes a lot of problems. You know what happened right here? Something weird happened where it didn't know what was going on. Like, it felt like it was going to melee, but then it decided against it somehow. Oh yeah, I mean, cool factor, samurai fighting demons is awesome, man. That's why people want Nippon. I mean, that Japanese flavor core with the really specific armor that people know that's so iconic. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yotai, Assassin's Creed Shadows, even Shogun 2. There's so many options right there where it's a wonderful period that people love to study and find fascinating. So I mean, clearly there is a desire for it. I don't think it's a desire issue. I'm not seeing the sword, which is weird to me. Because I don't know. Oh, hello, I have chariots again. Guess you guys didn't route. Yeah, so you'll notice the historical games go pretty deep to the last man, especially if you have the elite units. So it's really useful to have those elite guys. Man, those Trojan guards of Troy did some serious lifting, though. Wow. I've personally never really liked the flavor of Norsca. I like Vikings. Shock of all shocks. I'm also a big player of Thrones of Britannia. I love that game. If you ever see any Reddit threads occasionally, that's the only thing I comment on is people asking questions about Thrones of Britannia, because I like that game. I really do. I think it's a great little game. There's actually a mod for it that just got released about a month ago called The Age of Arthur, which I was working on an Age of Arthur mod about 3 years ago and stopped because it was so daunting. So I really want to play that one. But, hey, I won. Really messy, but I won. Okay, so what do we learn from this? If you're going to do this, do it right here, not right there, because otherwise, you kind of lose what you're doing. Got to watch out for that back flank. Maybe take one extra spearman to slow them down. But overall, that wasn't too bad on my part. You know, didn't quite perform to expectations, but better than I thought it would. We're gonna save that army. We're gonna save that is lots of bows. Lots of bows. Okay. Well, worked better than I thought it did. Let's see, what can we do now? So we got our lots of bows set up. I just want to make the fights interesting. If you've watched any of my ERAS Clash battles, I always try and do something interesting, regardless if it's the best strategy or not. My favorite one was from the Napoleon Witch stream last time, where I did the Spanish army, where you spawn half the army behind them. And I was like, it doesn't even matter if I win, just the surprise of having that happen. Hopefully, I get such a kick out of that. As I actually said, is like, no one expects the Spanish Inquisition, and then popped up behind him. But I don't think that part made it into the stream. Okay, let's go back to the soldier one, just because it was a little more open. Soldier's Pass. There's 3 maps we have to play on, so I'm trying to get an idea of how these maps work in conjunction with each other. I don't think that was the right one. Let's see. Let's see. And I'm going to, what was it? ERAS Clash settings, and it was Soldier's Pass. I may have done the wrong one to begin with. Force 11, Plants 11. Okay. All right, Soldier's Pass. Let's mix it up now. Let's do. I don't think. See, I mean, the thing is, like, you can do lots of chariots in this game, but I don't think it's. Oh, they actually do thematic armies based on what you select as a general. Okay, well, that's cool. I don't think, I mean, I'm less convinced on the viability of chariots. Now let's switch over to the Hittites, which had super strong chariots, and see how it goes. Because that's really, I mean, part of it, right? You get a guy that is a chariot faction to do your chariots. Who was the, that's not him. That's one of the Mesopotamian guys. I know that guy is, but who was the other, was it Peliset? It was, no, Peliset was, I don't know. Unregenerate army. Yeah, that's a Sea People's army. Hati, possibly. Nope. I don't know. A lot of these, I mean, these are different. Yep, okay, that's him. That is the other one. More chariots. All right, you know what? Let's try it. Let's go chariots. Let's see what happens here. I mean, there should be a version of this, because, I mean, this is what the Hittites were good at, right? Is chariots. So, Great King Elite units, Royal Hittites chariots. So, I can control, we'll say 4 chariots at the same time, right? What are these guys good for? Shields, medium, golden spearmen. Okay, so this is where golden spearmen come from. So 3 golden spearmen, 4 chariots, and let's throw in another golden spearman. Nope, that's too much. Oh, that's it. That's all my army can support right there if we go this route. Okay. Not a lot of other options here. So can we switch him over to a chariot for 50 more? Yep. Okay. There's our chariots, and we can add some abilities. So mounted expert. Sure. Just spend all our money on upgrades for our guys here. Inspiring shout. Stand ground. Okay. Ooh, shield wall formation. Oh, spear brace formation. Oh, fun. Oh, you can actually give them formations in this. Oh. Missile parry. Yes. Oh. Now I love that. That is cool. So I think these are things that you can unlock in the game, obviously, as different upgrades. And so here in the multiplayer, you can give them the upgrade of a shield wall. That's cool. I like that a lot. I like that a whole bunch. So let's give them auto-generated army here. You'll notice it's very low unit counts a lot of times for what they're doing. Huh. I don't know what it is. All right. I'm on the fence. The next expansion, though, apparently it's update for Norska. I rather liked your Breton update yet. I would love to see a Bretonia update, and I will shamelessly tell everyone that any person at Creative Assembly I've ever gotten a chance to speak to that has any kind of effect on that, I say, well, you know, Bretonia could use an update, and if you're looking for a new character, I'm just saying Bertrand the Brigand would be awesome. And I repeat that to every person. I have like a little 30-second script. It's like, it's an elevator pitch, basically. And I just do it over and over and over again to any person I meet. And I'm sure it's incredibly annoying for anybody that comes across me. But I think it's funny. All right. So, redoubt. Immune to flanking, if in melee. disabled of whatever. So it looks like it's... Oh, okay. I didn't mean to do that. Oops. Sorry. That was... Oh! It's a circle formation. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, cool. Alright, well, you know what? I probably should have got my chariots across the water first. Let's do that. I'm gonna leave you right there, and I'll get you guys and get them right here. This is a, one of these maps. Is this one of those boggy ground situations? Yep, tall grass. So speed and charge are down in tall grass. And this is gonna be mud, which greatly affect speed. And this is what I was talking about, how mud messes with heavy infantry and things like that. So we gotta get my guys on the other side of this stuff if I want them to be useful. Ooh, you can ford the river. This is not like Oregon Trail. My oxen have not fallen over and everyone has not drowned. So we're gonna call that a win. Apparently he's going to occupy that hill. Okay, does this reduce... Engaged in melee, manning equipment. Cannot use if engaged in melee, climbing on a wall. Okay, can I just do it? What happens? Do they stop moving entirely? It may be that, yeah, their shield wall is a serious shield wall. Oh, that's great. This is the shield castle formation like you see in Bretonnia. But I love that interpretation of the shield wall. I think the idea of a shield over top of a shield does make a lot of sense, and you see it depicted in a lot of places. So yeah, this is definitely going to be one that's static. Yep, and the moment I hit it, it breaks out. So, alright, we'll set up right here. We want to keep going forward till we get in a position where we can force him to attack us. Yeah, generally, I would love to see Bretonnia get a Crusades mechanic. Yeah, actually, if you haven't watched my Bretonnia update video, I totally recommend you watch my Bretonnia update video and upvote it, share it. And it sounds weird to say that, but CA does watch those things. So, you know, the more traction it gets, the more likely they are to say, yeah, maybe we should do that. But because Bretonnia is was free when they first released him, there's no DLC associated. Like, unless they get unless they're involved in a Lord pack of some kind, I just don't see it happening. It's the reality there. You know, that there has to be something else going on. They're not just going to include Bretonnia. There's no reason for them to, I mean, monetarily speaking. So it's not going to attract more people to the game. They're not going to sell any more stuff for it. So, you know, that's just the reality of it. But I do hope that if they do it, that is what they look at. But yeah, take a look at the video. Really fun. Crusades mechanic. Rework of how peasants work, basically making the peasant economy more meaningful. And then, man, he's just going to occupy that hill. I mean, it's not a bad strategy. I would totally do that too, but just also kind of sucks for me. Okay, let's think this out. I got to get up that hill. He has lots and lots of ranged. And all I have is that. So he's got his range successfully captured on that hill. So honestly, that's a really good defensive spot for the AI. Like, respect to whoever programmed that. Like that, and he's got his infantry on the side, archers protected in the middle, and cavalry on the other side to charge down. That is damn near impregnable. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's good. That's good AI. This is what a player would do. Bunch of turtle camping players. I like how they program the AI to be cheap as hell. That's fine. We got this. I don't think we have this at all, because I would really need archer superiority to take advantage of them right there. But what are you going to do? But a pharaoh does not give up easily, do we, Lady Beatrice? Lady Beatrice is asleep. She has taken a nap. It's actually gotten quite cold here, so I couldn't just wear the tunic or I'd freeze to death. So you know what? Let's do a counter charge. I see what he's doing. Oh, these are ranged. Are these ranged? I don't know what these are. I have no idea what I'm doing. Right, so apparently the Hittite chariots are on the map. Click to select this unit. Information. Yeah, what are you? Good versus missiles. Yeah, okay, I thought they were. Maybe they have a precursor charge javelin situation going on. I bet that's what's happening here. This is one of those things where they can ride in and throw, or you can charge them depending on how you want to do it. So let's hit him on a target right here, see what happens. Yeah, guys, we really got to get out into the open field. We can't hang out in the muddy bog. That's not a great idea, because your speed is reduced by half. So let's not do that, yeah? Okay, here we go. Charge them in. These are two-handed club infantry. Clubs should not stop my, oh no, they're just hanging out there, aren't they? Okay. Maybe I toggle melee. Can't toggle melee. Okay. Don't know why. Oh, he's in melee, that's why. Guys, I really need you to get up there. This did not go to plan at all. Everything about this was just incredibly bad. Okay. Alright guys, like all these chariots could really need to get out of combat, because that is not what we want to do at all. We want these guys to be in combat, and then go accordingly. Alright. Shield wall. You come here. No, I don't want you to go in yet. I want you to come right here, and they managed to get the shield wall off. That's good. We're gonna right here. Alright, get all our chariots. This formation. Toggle melee. Toggle melee. Are these only archers in the back of this? And this is meant to be like anti-archer or something? No, they have. Guys, I feel like I'm missing something here. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's something about chariots I've never quite grasped. Like, even in Warhammer, they're tough to use. You kind of like gotta just like drag them through everything. You gotta be like, hey guys, just I'm gonna keep clicking here until you just decide to charge through everyone like they don't exist, right? And it's such a weird play style in a way. Right, so are these guys exhausted or something? What's happened? Damage sustained, confident, taking fire. So we're just gonna keep kind of. They're going so slow. They're going so slow. Yeah. It was funny because definitely my favorite DLC was the Amazons DLC because it felt like it moved a little bit better with those light cavalry. I was really disappointed they didn't adapt the Amazons DLC for Pharaoh Dynasties, which was a DLC in Troy. They were such a fun faction to play. They were very horde oriented. Like it was such a great design for you sack a place, you get a number of resources. It was very fun to play. It was probably one of my favorite Total War campaigns, honestly, is the Penthesilea campaign in Troy. Okay, what do we got? I don't want you to run through, I just want you to attack. Yeah, they can't do formations once they're in battle, which makes sense. They're sort of stuck. This is another one where it's like, I don't know what they want me to do here. Like, you know, I got my guys, and but very much those chariots did next to nothing. It's almost like they're mobile archers, sort of like war wagons from Warhammer 3. That seems to be more what they want you to do with them. You know, definitely it's not. I mean, clearly having elite guys that just stand there makes such a difference to how the battle goes. You know, instead of having hundreds of whatevers. But yeah. Let's see. Gosh, the fights are gorgeous. That armor and stuff in this game is just top notch. These are all based on real historical stuff, and you can really tell the design. They're unique. They look good. I always get yeah, you just love the design on this. A field of broken chariots. Let's see. Not me. Not me. Not me.
Take care. You are losing ground.
Yeah. Doesn't really matter how strong the chariots are if they don't do anything, right? Oh, I guess he's running. And you can't toggle melee. What can you do? Toggle fire at will. Yeah, missile damage. I guess that's the thing, is that they're supposed to be just sort of parked nearby, but, you know, I thought with that big spear you could really run some people down. Oh yeah, man, the Bronze Age, I mean, they were just pimping out some stuff. Like, this is definitely showboating 101. Horns on the armor. I mean, there's some great ones from Scotland where the horns just wrap all the way around the top of the head. Just absolutely gorgeous. You know, just as ostentatious a display of wealth as possible to say, hey, I am the big king, come. You know, it also makes you a target on the battlefield, but because of that, you know, that everyone knows if the king is there or not. Like, you know, the warrior kings were a very real thing during this period. Well, that went incredibly poorly. Just outright the worst. Man, I also hated that battle map. Is that one of the battle maps we have to use? Ugh. Okay. Pan's Playground was the last one there, so we'll try this one. I did not like that battle map. Alright. Auto-generate army. Sheridan bodyguards, elite magi. I like using thematic ones just because it's more fun for me. So Sheridan are another word for they're going to be they're sort of mercenary groups, so a lot of those are being taken from the Sea Peoples. So though he did use some, obviously that's not the core of his army, though he does get some there. Okay, elite magi archers. What's the difference between a magi archer and elite? So they're better in every way, basically. Just every way imaginable. Further damage, further everything, for not much more cost. And somewhere there was longbowmen. I'm really curious about those longbowmen. Sea Peoples, Upper Egypt. I guess they're Lower Egypt, actually. What was it under? Renowned archers, Western Desert natives, Libu. Oh, the Libyans, yeah. I don't know if the Libyans ever made it into this game or not. Syrian archers, I could have swore I saw longbowmen in there. The thing with the longbowmen is, I mean, you just get extra range, which is the advantage of it. Nubian longbowmen. What a weird unit. Okay, so let's compare this to these guys. So, yeah, look at that range. 230. That's nuts. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try light chariots this time. So, a heck of a lot more range. Not quite as much missile damage. Less ammunition. Generally just inferior to the Magi. But still, that's interesting because they're just such crazy range. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we'll do some chariots. And we got Selene chariots. These are light and medium, so good for skirmish and good for range. So we'll just assume these are skirmisher chariots, right? 2, 3, 4. And then now we need some actual battle line. Nope, too much. Got to go back the other way. Are Magi good? So they're experts in flanking. Sheridan Raiders, which are Javelin infantry. What kind of infantry we have? Elite Magi axe, Elite Magi Kopesh and shield. Resistant to flanking, strong against shields. Well, we assume our enemy is going to be shielded, so let's do that. So let's lose one of these guys, give Ramses some abilities. What is he currently rocking? He's currently going to be in a bow, riding on a light chariot. That's great. The wall formation was pretty cool. I really dug that. I kind of want to try that again. I want to try that again because it didn't work last time. I definitely think there's an option there that I'm not seeing that I really want to see. All right, I'm going to put some basic Magi swordsmen. Actually, can we do 2 of these? Almost. Yeah, I can. Yeah, we're gonna really go crazy here. It's funny because knowing that you can mess with the formations, that really does change sort of what you're doing. But it's yeah. All right, mix it up. Auto-generate, auto-regenerate, auto-generate. Boom. Good. Start. We're going to try light chariots this time, because heavy chariots, man, just like... It's funny, because they're heavy, and they should be able to roll through people, but you'll notice they're going so slow, the mass just doesn't get there. And mass makes such a difference in this game. It's less animation-based, and it's more, you know, based on the mass of the unit. But you can see, especially terrain, is a huge difference. Hello? That's Pan's Grove, huh? Oh, BKB? Well, that's going to be shit for my archers, so let's not do that. I'm going to put you there. I'm going to put you over here. I'm going to put Pharaoh with everybody else. Apparently Pharaoh is going to be Shield and Kopesh bodyguard. Okay. Didn't realize I had done that. That's fine. And, yeah, and you can swap out... Oh, yeah, you can swap weapons in this one. This is pretty cool. So depending on it, you can sometimes switch between axe and sword and shield. So boom, right, they're swapping out their weapons, and now they're using double-handed axes, which is I love weapon switching, and that's one of those things that I was really surprised did not come in Warhammer 3, especially with the Black Orcs, or just the Orc factions in general have so many weapons they switch between, and not giving them that, just like I said, there's so many really cool things in Total Warfare where you get things like that depending on the moment. All right, Alright, guys. I need you to not break this formation, and instead just deploy it right there. Great. Thanks. Go do that. And you guys come over here, and let's get you within range, because you got pretty good range. Yeah, that's pretty good range. So let's get you right there. Make sure you're on skirmish mode. You are. How about you? Get you in skirmish range, and let's start hitting those Babylonian nobles. And you guys deploy right here. You know what? Right here. let them have that high ground. I don't really care right here. This is getting a little... I think trying to get to the high ground every time. This is not a Star Wars situation. We don't always need to be fighting for the high ground. Why are we running all the way in? You got further range? Get back out. No, don't get close enough to get shot repeatedly. Yeah, just kite these Babylonian nobles. That's what I want you to do. Yeah. Come on. You can do something other than just hanging out there. We're gonna just tell them to path around the battlefield. That's what we're gonna do. Just hey, just keep on going, kids. Just never stop being chariots. Run and shoot. Okay. Fairly, my men are fighting well today. Deploy the chariots. I will stand in the back and watch. Alright. Yes, I love the speed on the historical games. It's so much. It's not slower. It's that it's moving. It's more methodical. You're thinking about where things go, and it makes such a difference to when you see all this happening. All right, are you firing while moving? Can you fire while moving? Yeah, fire while moving. So. Are they not firing? I feel like I'm not seeing any arrows coming out here. Oh, yeah, there he goes. It just takes a while. Man, you gotta micro the hell out of these guys. Gosh. Right, you know what? I'm not sure what's going on right now. You guys should have already been in formation. The fact you're not is highly concerning to me. Okay, yep. You guys are great. Stop. Start firing, please. Okay, all you guys. Hit the skirmisher. So no. Back up. Back up. Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like you think, oh, they're gonna charge in. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Maybe they're just here to mess with you. Stinking chariots, man. I don't know what they're gonna do. Let's take care of those slingers back there. Actually, you know what? Can we come around here and start hitting those guys? That'd be great. Okay, no, I really don't want to get baited out that far. Okay, well, I mean, whatever. I don't want to get hit from behind either. Golly, this is just a nasty fight. It's all over the place. Okay. Okay. We're good. Good. Looking good. Those guys are going to charge in. Excellent work. Nice job. I really need you guys actually to come over here and take care of this guy. That would be super useful. You guys need to stop skirmishing. So you're messing with it. You know, it's funny because the AI really does take advantage of that skirmish mode. Like it always wants to trigger it if it can, because it just has constant issues with it. It wants it to go away. Okay, come on, where'd he go? Yeah, pursue those guys, please. Love the people. All right, so just keep harassing those guys and keep moving them off. Yes, into their backs. Excellent. That's their general too. That's gonna be great. Love that. Look at all those heroes flying all over the place. Jeez Louise. Okay.
I never miss.
Just nuked their Babylonian archers. Okay.
Sons of Egypt.
You guys. Okay, they're running good. You're running good. So direct fire is really important in this one. So you got to have as close as you can to a line of sight. Otherwise it makes it really difficult. Okay, so you guys need to reposition over to this way. That's one of those weirder things about like medieval histories where they talk about how Agincourt and stuff worked. And I just reread a book on Agincourt like 2 weeks ago. Is what's happening, and so I'm thinking about it a lot. So you kind of have like indirect fire of like plunging arrows doesn't really work. You kind of have to see what you're shooting at to make a big impact on something. And so that's one of those questions is like, how does that work, right? And all right, come on guys, a little quicker here. You know, in situations like this, you want to get to the point that you can turn and hit. Oh geez, no, they're really winning right there is what's happening actually. Oh gosh, this is not going well.
Your warriors are wavering.
He pulled guys off to be able to attack me. I was gonna shoot at those guys, but now I'm tied up. Ugh. You know what? I think I need to take just more guys. It sounds weird to say more guys is better than not, but you know, it goes into flies in the face of the elites. Yes, and it started raining in the middle of this battle. That does impact like the archer's abilities to actually shoot. Trying to shoot in there and kill their general. It's just been taking forever to make a difference. Right, yeah, you need to come back over here out of the line of fire. You need to come over here and yeah, they're breaking so hard. They're taking so much damage right there. Alright, where are you? You came back in, so come back over here and do something, please. Alright, my bow winner's still up. Good. Okay, so start shooting into this group. Good. Yeah, archer superiority really does make a difference in this one. Alright, so we're moving them over to the side here, because I want to try and get that line where I'm talking about where they can shoot flat, because you'll notice instead of that big arcing fire, which takes 3 times longer, they'll do the straight shot, which, boom, right into this side. I think it counts as a flanking bonus as well. So, I'm actually going to try and give ground to right here. See what happens. Come on, guys, you got this. Is that an enemy Royal Guard unit? Golly. Okay. I need to do something about that. You guys need to go over here and help or something, because they're just going to eventually rip them apart. That did not work like I thought it would right there. Okay, so you're continuing to pepper those guys. That's good. Alright, good. Yeah. That's what you want. You see that direct fire right into them right there? That's what you want. Just railing holy havoc. Oh, yeah. See how quickly they broke? Like, that's the difference of getting that direct fire into them versus indirect fire. You know, this whole time I've been, like, kind of shooting at them in a roundabout fashion, and it's done about nothing to them. But now, you back up and you can hit him with that, and it makes such a difference to actually getting in there and doing what needs to happen. So, what are these guys? Babylonian specialists. I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. I don't know and I don't like it. It's new and it's different. You know what? We're going to make a bad choice, kids. This is called bad choice. So, they've been doing great, but these guys are also basically unarmed slingers. Theoretically, I should be able to roll through them without a problem. Yes! Oh, yes. It's like right now I need them to do more than just shoot is what's happening. So that was gorgeous. Oh, no, they couldn't get through, though. Oh, no, they broke. They broke. Haha, yes. Awesome. That was a great use of chariots. That was friggin' great. That's what you want to see, right? When it comes down to it, they can, but that's not necessarily what they're having to do. Yeah, that was great. Okay, now we got range superiority. Hit him, hit him, hit him. Yeah, just you gotta hold them long enough for us to shoot him. That's all we gotta do. Okay, apparently you're out of ammo, so you can tank him now. So many archers. Gonna drown you in sweaty archer men. Well, I mean, they're the Magi archers. I mean, what we just learned here is Magi archers hit surprisingly hard. Like, you wouldn't think they would, but yeah, okay, good to know. So those Magi archers can actually hold their own, because they were over there that whole time, basically without support. and did a good job of it. So, yes. Okay. That had possibilities. We're going to save that one. Anytime I win, I'm going to save the battle for it because, yeah, that worked better than I thought it would have. That was cool, man. Okay, and that is save as Pharaoh 1 chariot. What I'm noticing is lots of archers continues to be the thing that dominates so far. I want to do a Javelin army. Let's do a Javelin army. Javelin armies are interesting. Oh man, you got all the Mycenaean characters on here. Do you have all the ones from Troy in here? Yeah, I think you got Achilles, Diomedes. Yeah, do some Achilles. Got some Odysseus, Agamemnon, Ajax, and Menelaus. That's awesome. What is he equipped as here? Achilles, spear and medium shield, small shield, medium armor, Kopesh, or medium shield, medium armor. Yeah, we'll do that. I mean, he's going to be a armor tanky, guys. That's fine. Armored axemen, heavy shieldmen. What are their specials here? Renowned axemen, armored spearmen. So they're going to have axemen that go in and really kill stuff. That's what the high lethality is about. High lethality. Armored and shielded. Interesting. Okay. So, you know what? I think this could be really interesting. Okay, so let's do 4, 5, 6 of those. All right, and yep, and here's those island skirmishers. How do they compare to these guys? So island skirmishers have the exact same ammunition, range, and missile range damage. But the difference is, after they're done, they don't immediately die. I'll admit, though, and these guys have 20, 27, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're gonna go back 2 and then get us one chariot again because that worked really well. So this is a spear chariot where that was a javelin chariot. Oh, javelin chariots. Interesting. So what's the difference there? A lot less armor, a lot less morale, a lot more speed. Melee attack, melee damage, charge bonus. You know, let's keep just one reinforced chariot around. Like, just for the giggles. You know what I mean? Like, I really do think that could be different enough right there. All right, let's give him some abilities. I have not been using that Sans formation, despite them me wanting to. It just has not been working out. So, let's see what we can do instead. Heroic advance. Do you know who you're fighting? That's fun. Negative 10 morale. You know what? Yeah, just because that's hilarious. That's not a great reason to take something in game, I'll be honest. But yeah, phalanx give ground. Okay. Unit will start falling back towards the target, so phalanx advance. It's a missile parry, missile defense, and oh, that's cool. That is cool. So you advance in a shield wall formation. Oh, that is so cool. All right. I don't know. Let's fight Twaziret, who I really dig. All right. Oh, that's a really cool ability. Phalanx attack and phalanx give ground. I've never seen that. So, whereas before it was a static formation, this should be a formation that stays in formation and advances as it does. Sort of like an advancing shield wall. Oh, that's going to be really cool. I want to try that out. All right. I didn't mean to come back here again. Whatever, that's fine. So we got all our guys, and we're going to do them as G1. Right, locked in. And we're going to put ourselves on this side this time, just to mix it up a little bit. Here's all these guys. You're going to be a G as well. You're G2. Right, and that's awesome. You guys are right there. We're going to definitely turn off give ground, because no point. 0 point. You're just going to sit there and take it all. And then Achilles is right there in the dead center, and all right, start the battle. All right, 1, right there. Right, 2. You guys are gonna go right. Ooh, no, right there. Actually, you know what? No. Turn off the lock on you guys. I just need to get up there. And oh yeah, my archers. Forgot I had archers. You're gonna be further back, so we'll let you guys kind of run up and do that. In an ideal world, you're on this ridge shooting down. So let's see if we can do that. That would be awesome if that works. So get them right there. And all my spearmen, which can kind of bait them in and put that right there. And that's the plan, kids. And we'll run our chariot up over the lights. So if we get them baited in, I can shoot them this way and hold them. Okay. Theoretically, this will work. But we got to get them to actually do what we want to do. So. Yeah, these guys are really quick, actually. I'm kind of impressed how fast they're moving. Again, right there. Get our heavy chariot here. What does he have on the flank? I don't know yet. So. No. Let's do that advance thing. Because that works, right? So. I don't want to do hold stance. What is it? Stance fail. Oh, it's just him gets that. Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. It's gonna be everybody gets that. That's less cool. Whatever. In that case, we really do have to go in and start shooting these guys because it's gonna melee me. They're just gonna shoot me to death eventually. Here we go. All right. My beard is coming loose. Oh no. Light chariots. Should be no match for my heavy chariots if they connect. Alright guys, we want you to just walk forward. You can do that?
Here we go. Let's fly.
All the javelins into those slingers. Jeez, yeah, that should kill them pretty quick. Alright, yep, and they're running away, which I figured they would. And that's fine by me, because I can still do something like this, where I can turn and charge into this group of chariots. Okay. I got two groups here, so you guys shoot that way. You guys shoot that way. Where'd the chariots go? Do they actually connect? Alright, good. Alright, good stuff. Get it back out again. We charged in. Go hang out over here for a minute, because that happened. These two big of a blob are bunched together. Who's shooting this right here? They're archers. Okay, no. Let's do this. Thracian archers.
Understood. Take them out.
Yep. Nope. Didn't work. Alright guys, come on.
Hungry for glory. Access. Trained and ready. Strike hard. Combat ready. Javelins away. Javelins ready. Move up.
Okay, come on.
Attack.
Hustle up here. Hustle up, hustle up, hustle up. Taking too much damage. Now once they get into range, those axes should just obliterate. But we still have to get in there. Oh, I guess Achilles ran all the way around in the time.
Hungry for glory.
The advantage of Achilles. Yeah, look at him. Oh man. Yeah, look at everybody just crushing in his way. Do you know who you're fighting?
Good.
Boom.
Ready to fire. The men are fleeing battle.
Okay, great. So these guys going in. Let's go ahead and hit. That's right. She may be skirmisher is what's happening here. And This entire army is just trying to run away. Oh man, did Achilles already break? Ah, lame. Guess the archers got him. Yeah, man. Woof. Ranged in this game dominates. Golly, like, keep thinking, oh, I'll just bring some more guys or whatever. Nope, no, it doesn't make a difference. You really have to have you have to have range superiority, or you just can't win a battle, it seems like. You know, I'm sitting here. Alright, here we go. And move it. There it goes. Jeez, just get annihilated here. Whoa.
Yes. Mark your targets.
Armor piercing. Yeah, let me try that. Why not?
Foes beware.
Yeah, everybody's fighting, so pretty much a case of just getting him in there and doing it. You guys are fighting too. Oh man.
Javelins ready.
Your warriors are wavering.
Onward, warriors.
Hit him with the javelins. These javelins are not doing the damage I thought they were going to. Really hope they would be a little more effective there. Well, it's one of those things you don't know until you try. This is definitely a you gotta try situation.
One of your units
Right,
has
I think my
depleted their
chariot
ammunition.
routed. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did.
That's your command. Massacre them.
Why'd you guys stop fighting? Drop their order.
Pull out. No. Go at them. Masters.
See, everybody's right here together that's alive. That's kind of interesting. And only this little group. Okay, no, the other ones are fighting the Queen's bodyguard and winning slowly but surely. This explains how they how they survived this long, because they're nowhere near the archers and things like that.
Javelins, prepare. Retreat. Massacre them.
Yeah, it's funny because obviously the entire map is routing, except for these guys who are still just tanking along right there, doing a great job.
I'm not staying here to get
Eventually, they're going to figure that out. I'm not going to be able to get anything. But that Pharaoh guard, man, those guys just messed me up up there. I think I mean that mix almost like Lothar and Sea Guard ability of having ranged and fighting ability back to back is brutal to fight against. Woof. Okay. I'm hoping my opponent will make the same mistake and try and build a balanced army and not just overwhelm me with archers. Which definitely seems to be the way to do here.
One of your units has depleted their ammunition.
Yeah, I bet they've depleted the ammunition.
the men are fleeing.
Wouldn't doubt otherwise. Yep, finally got her to rout, but I don't think that's going to be enough to cause a chain rout. Yeah. Nope.
Forward we go. Target their heart.
Your warriors have been routed.
Fast forward this one, because not much I can do at this point except, you know, keep them engaged in battle and see what happens. Now, again, you know, them being armored makes a heck of a difference here. Wow, look at that. They're actually taking these guys because they're armored.
It's within your grasp.
What? Whoa. Those armored archers, man. So once they got into melee, they were able to fight him. Look at that. That's nuts. Okay, so Cadmean victory instead of Pyrrhus. So Cadmean victory was like a battle before that had the same thing where you lost so many guys that's your force is basically unsustainable. It's always a fun detail. There's so many fun details in this game like that. But javelins, let's look at the numbers here. So pretty high kills, but I mean these guys got more kills comparatively than the javelins did across the board. And I feel like the javelins were in there throwing as hard as they could. Chariots, again, didn't do what I wanted them to. You definitely have to have something, but you know, for double the price, do they get double? I would say yes, they are double the worth for double the price. So really underwhelmed by that chariot though. Skirmish chariot. Man, it's so weird to say no chariots. There's like, you know, you're basically stuck in place like a dwarf army or something, but it really does seem like they're just not pulling their weight. Like whatever that's supposed to be, they're not doing it. Missiles. Is there any really cheap archers somewhere? Like, does somebody have like dirt cheap archers? 630. 630 is not bad. Like, what's the difference in less ammo, less missile, heck of a lot less armor? That's the thing, is like those guys have so much armor. Like, you don't expect that until, you know, you're just getting wailed on right there. Yeah, some cheap slingers. 2 units of cheap slingers. Oh man, like, I'm gonna get rid of that because that was worthless. 285. I can get 3 slingers on top of these archers as well, and just really pelt. Yeah, I'm gonna try that one again because that was cool. I definitely liked that. Pan's Playground, Soldier's Pass, and the last one was Labyrinth. Forested Labyrinth. The other one we're allowed to do. Really impressed with that. I think there's an army idea in here for sure. Okay, auto generates. Oh, it's her DLC costume. Lots of chariots this time. It's interesting. Yeah, they seem. I mean, obviously Egypt's going to favor ranged and chariots, which is not really surprising there. Just all the ranged and chariots versus this is going to be heavy. I'm sorry, Royal Archer, Pharaoh God, Thracian Archer, Queen's Guard, Egyptian Archers with clubs, Serenity Chariots. Yeah, just a lot of mixed guys in there. All right, let's see what happens. I mean, I was surprised how well those archers did, though. Like, you know, they're more than able to hold their own sort of once the battle line kind of crashed out. I think everyone is an archer in this game. In one version or another, they're an archer. You may not know they're an archer yet, but at some point they're going to pick up a bow and then run back into the battle. You know, just a matter of time. Okay, so this is that same map from before, where I think I'm on the other side now, though, right? So let's okay, oof, gosh, sort of weird here. We're gonna have to sort of get everybody together and run them up there, I think, and then do it that way. All right, start battle. Boom. And then everybody else just run up here, and we'll sort you out in a second. That a good strategy? No, but we might be able to plug that gap really quick, which would be really cool. And then we can half the guys right here, and half the guys right here, and then back it up just, let's make a V here so we can get that little crosswise fire going on. Yes, we have a kill zone. This works, man. It's gonna work hard. If it fails, it's gonna fail hard. Not a lot of in between there. I'm gonna put our slingers over here to start harassing these guys, and turn all of you off of skirmish mode because I need you to stay in formation, and definitely 10% reload time between arcing and direct shots. Oh, okay. So you can actually choose, you know, are you doing an arcing shot or a direct shot? Currently it'll do sort of whatever it needs to do based on the situation. Oh yeah, man, if you got to work, hey, I'm impressed you've been in here this long. Thanks for popping in for a little bit, though. I mean, hopefully have learned some interesting stuff in here. Yeah, it's a really cool little game. It's weird that it's, I mean, it's not weird it was slept on by the community. But, you know, with the Dynasties update, it really did make it with so much more going on. So, you three, I need you guys to just stop right there. And start shooting. You guys have a guard mode? Nope. Stance hold, which doesn't do anything, and that's fine. Why are we still advancing? Stop. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? It's weird on things like that. It's like you have extreme range. Why would you get closer? Okay. You to start shooting too. Achilles is eating those arrows though. This is not ideal. So let's get him back a little bit. Yep, Already wavering. Gosh, so many arrows, man. Just, whoa. What can you do against that? It's nuts. Like, you know, I'm trying to target their stuff, and it doesn't matter, man. It's just, there's so many arrows.
Trained and ready. Mark your target. Moving up. Loose arrow.
Golly.
Aim and fire. Axes.
Alright, well, this is going a little better.
Hungry for glory.
So I need you guys to break off and start shooting that way.
Face a volley. Archers.
Oh, hey look, they just went right through them like they're not even there.
Axes.
Fun.
Trained and ready. Forward march.
You guys can keep fighting, I guess, because there's nothing else I'll do right there. Jeez Louise, yep, that whole section just collapsed. So much for a V formation. Ah, it just didn't work out at all.
Ready to fire.
Golly, man, just the amount of arrows being thrown is nuts. I guess that's just like what the Egyptians do in this game. Just every arrow you can possibly think of, that's them.
Onward, warriors.
Your warriors are
Melee
wavering.
mode, because, yeah, clearly this ain't working.
Masters of war.
Those at your command.
Ready to serve. Loose arrows.
Don't hold back.
Bows at your command. For the Achaeans. Advance me. Sons
Yeah,
of
well, you're already
Achaea.
wavering, there's not much to do.
Trained and ready. Axes. Attack.
Your warriors have been routed.
Target their hearts. Forward march.
Skirmish. Is skirmish on or off for these guys? I can't tell. I think they've already skirmished is what's happening, what they're trying to say there. You need to go that way. Don't skirmish together as a group. That's how you die. Alright. Shoot in. Yeah, we got our own guys blocking them now, but I mean, the other option is they just die, so...
Retreat. Onward. For the Achaeans.
Fire at will, yep.
Your warriors are wavering.
In good order.
Too many guys.
Pull out. I'm not staying here to get killed.
Slowly but surely we're making a difference here, but it is just... It has just been a brutal slug.
Defeat is looming.
I hope to... Okay, hey, Achilles is back in.
No
Thank
mercy.
goodness, that's awesome. Stop routing. And we're gonna hit him with the morale
By
drop
the
thing
gods,
right there.
Your warriors are rallying.
Yeah, because hopefully... Yeah, that's awesome. Anything we can do to get back in there, guys. You know, yeah, we just needed to get the range. Gosh. I gotta figure out a better way of figuring out the range. That was nuts.
The enemy general has perished.
Mark your targets.
You guys need to keep firing that way. You guys need to fire that way. You guys need to fire that way.
Mark your targets.
My slingers here need to keep throwing stuff at these guys because this is just not working.
Massacre them. Strike
Really need all this to free up right here so we can...
Your warriors are wavering.
oh my gosh, really? Those chariots still aren't dead?
Retreat.
Shoot them or something. Golly. This Achilles routed again. Bravely ran in to bravely run away.
Ready to serve. Loose arrows. Move up.
Yep, no, that's gonna suck. Oh, that's gonna suck.
Sons of Achaea. On the move.
It's not going.
Those at your command.
Your warriors have been routed.
Take care of these chariots, please. Please, please, please. Really thought we would have had this taken care of over here by now, but that is not happening. Oh, yeah. It's queen. Oh, the Queen's Guard. That's why. Okay.
The men are
That explains why I couldn't just kill them. Not the best they have. I'll just run in.
By the gods, your warriors are rallying.
Foes beware.
I need to figure something out here. Alright, you guys go right here, and let's throw stuff in at them, because the same.
Defeat is looming.
Let's get a line of sight right here, and let's do direct fire. Yeah, direct shot. And I love that they have that. So it's direct shot, flaming shot, arcing shot. So that's what I was talking about before, where it's like,
Your warriors are wavering.
what does it need to be given the situation? Where the more direct shots have higher impact and things like that. And that's so cool they included that in here. Are these guys out of ammo? Oh my gosh, they're out of ammo. Of course they are. Of course they are. I mean, too easy otherwise, right? Okay, you guys go right here, and you guys need to come down here. And I don't even know anymore, man. Gotta get you guys back in the fight, though. I know that. Here. Yeah, let's get you guys in a position where you can start throwing stuff. Oh, it's a victory. Okay, yeah, so they knew that's what was about to happen there.
It's within your grasp.
So, yeah, I was like, yeah, hard now. You just need to get on the other side. I mean, that worked. God, man, just the amount of pain that Egypt drops, though. Whoa. That was nuts. So, what were they using? They got so many kills. So Queen's Guard, we know, did a lot of damage. Royal Archers. So Royal Archers, and then the Sinini Chariots, and then the Libu Composite Bowmen. Okay, so I'm going to look those up, because that was nuts. I'm going to save that, though. Achilles Heavy Bows and Armor. Okay, so that was a nutso army. I want to try myself before I run out of time here, because that was crazy. Let's see. Twazret, awesome. And we'll do we're going to do a different person to fight against to make it more interesting. Let's just do Babylon. They look fun. Alright, random generate. Boom, 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 boom. Great. So over here, what they were saying, that was Royal Guard. So Queen's Guard, which we know now are nuts. So Sinini, Royal Archers, Braves of the King, Royal Kopesh Guards, Slingers, and Akkadian Slingers. Okay, so it's actually pretty close to what they already had to begin with. So Queen's Guard were just nuts, but these guys cost more. So what are those? Pharaoh's elite units. Shocking. Okay. Yeah, but I was really impressed by the Queen's Guard for the amount of money. And they had the Libu natives there that were Libu composite guys. Where was that? It was under Libu. I'm looking for the archer symbols. What's happening here? Ascawana, Upper Egyptian, Libu hunters should be in here then. Libu composite bowmen for 830. So let's compare the royal archers to these guys. So compared to them, they have less armor, less morale, less range, less damage, less everything for not a big difference between the two. Okay, well that explains why those hit so hard then, I guess. Alright, this is not enough though, so is there one that is both bow and fighting? Braves of the King, strong against melee, charge. Pharaoh elites. Pharaoh elite units. Charge. Royal champion chariots. Yeah, I'm still not convinced on skirmisher chariots, I'll be honest, but that's fine. Javelin chariots, missile infantry, Egyptian archers with two-handed axes. Interesting. So after they're done, you can sort of charge them in to chop at stuff, I guess. Alright. God, these guys are all so expensive, though. I didn't realize that. Royal Kopesh, Braves of the King. Royal Kopesh, and then Sinini Light Chariot, Sinini Chariot. What's the difference here? Just it has slightly more armor. Okay. I'd rather get another one of these guys. 1 and 2 and... Alright, cool. Do I have a thing I can do that lets her whole army get... Where's that? self. I want a whole thing for my army if I can, but I think this is just for them, is what we learned last time. Ares' Thunder, Deadly Focus, Self, and Allies, Accuracy 10. Yep, that sounds great. Let's do it. And we'll go back to the maps, and we'll go back to the first one that I really didn't like, called Soldier's Pass. And maybe it'll let me be on the defending side this time. That would be awesome, because I would really like to have that high ground. Okay. Did the whole map rotate? I think it did. Huh. That's funny. Okay. Interesting. So the whole map rotated. You can't walk through here. You can walk here. That's unexpected, to say the least. You know what, man? They're asking us specifically not to corner camp. But, and I'm just saying, but maybe. Just saying that, little bit of camping, just a little bit of camping might be okay. Little tiny teensy bit of camping.
Always ready. Without hesitation.
Teensy tiny bit of camping.
Chariots, move up.
Into position.
Chariots.
Oh wait, turning it off. Not on.
So many slingers.
Bad move. Turn that back on. Okay. And then all the archer guys can come on down here and start shooting as best they can, yeah? No, we're getting hit by flaming stuff. Forget that, man. Whoa.
A new vantage. Changing position.
Chariots.
Your general is under attack.
Archers loose. Sons of Egypt.
General is under attack. Thanks. Appreciate it. Exactly what I need to know right there. Super useful information.
We aim true. Infantry moving.
Okay, yeah. They're already being forced to come where I am, so I'm okay with that. Stick it just like that, man.
Chariots into position.
I want you to come right over there. And you come back this way so we can start to, What are we doing? What are we doing? No, don't give ground.
Chariots forward.
Yeah, our chariots will chase off their chariots. Don't worry about that, bud.
Soldiers move.
Royal Chargers. It does not mean the same thing in this one. It's just dudes. We're Royal Chargers. Oh man, they chuck something right before they come in now. Watch out for those guys. Okay, come on. Come on, come on, come on. There, and you guys are over there. There, and then where's my other chariot? You guys are asleep. So charge in. You're now asleep. That's no good. So get on over here. Start shooting. You guys need to come over here and very quickly do something.
Break them. Chariots move out.
I should be able to hold them for a couple seconds here.
Do not fall.
Regardless of how useless they kind of are.
To
Alright.
bloodshed.
You guys will shoot this way.
Marksmen, let fly.
And then,
Your
you know what?
warriors are
Let's
wavering.
really do something screwy here. Let's see what happens.
Arrows away.
I should be able to run into him and really make a difference. The slowest cavalry charge ever.
enemy general has
Golly.
perished.
Okay.
Glorious combat. You will die.
Just gonna make him stop firing for a second, really, is what we're trying to do.
Ever vigilant.
Shoot them down.
Yeah.
As one.
You guys guys can keep chasing her down now. Where's these guys at?
Chariots, move out!
I need you guys to come back here. I need all you guys to start shooting this dude.
Will you lay to their slingers? I'm not staying here!
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, yeah. Terrain can catch on fire in this game, too, if you haven't seen that before. So the fire arrows, I should have done that with the ground on fire. That would have been a far better idea. Oh, man. That would have been smart. I gotta remember that in the future. So, yeah, you can light the ground on fire, and so when they advance, they have to march to the flames. That would be a really good idea. Especially tall grass. Oh, I gotta remember that trick. Can I do that with these guys? So if I
Arrows
do
ready! Arrows away!
flame shot.
No! Death will not
Can
take
you
me!
alt right click to target ground? Yep, you can.
Your warriors are wavering.
Yep, it's funny because I was talking to the guys who actually made this, and I was like, hey, it'd be cool if you could target the ground. They're like, yeah, it's on the list of stuff we want to do, and apparently they did.
Sons of
So
Egypt!
it has it where, yeah, occasionally you can target the ground and, you know, let them do that, which is awesome. Such a cool feature. Because, I mean, if you want people to play around with your environmental stuff, you gotta let them really play within a sandbox-like stuff. I think they were playing Breath of the Wild when it come out, and so they were really impressed with that same sort of stuff. They wanted to bring some of that into Total War, where you're really trying something different here.
Swing at them!
Probably not going to work out right here, but that's okay.
Strike out!
Devastate them!
I'm going to bring her over here and just at least shoot, because these guys are not going to be able to handle that, but that's okay.
Chariots!
I want them to rout those, so
Ride onwards!
probably take them out.
Arrows ready! Shoot them down!
Heck yeah, that's what we want to see.
Victory is within
So
your
this is by far the easiest victory I have had, which tells you just how powerful these Egyptian guys are. That's interesting to know. So I'm going to type that one in. It's Egyptian most powerful. Oh, geez, 100 and... Whoa. Big numbers. And those chariots were useful, too. I'm not as convinced on her on a chariot, but... some other options are, like, we can give her a Kopeshan medium shield. I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like we used all three right there, though. But that was by far the easiest. Egypt, easy mode. That's basically what that is, Egypt easy mode. Well, that is pretty much what I had planned. I mean, I think I got some three at least good options right there to use against Damneders. Before I go, you guys got any questions or stuff you guys want to see or talk about, or anything you're excited for coming up or whatever? I mean, hey, got a couple moments, so let's just chat for a second here, see what's going on. You're sitting here for a couple seconds. Let chat catch up. And thanks for the love on the Pharaoh outfit. I knitted the beard myself. So yeah. All right. Well, it looks like I'm actually quite far behind where you guys are in the program here. So yeah, I guess that's it for today. Not a lot going on. So have a good one out there, folks. I'm going to play these battles. I think they're going to broadcast them sometime in about a month. So don't be surprised. What would I improve on Pharaoh? All right. So for me, I'm a campaign map guy for the most part. I do feel like archers are a little dominant in this game. You know, based on what I just played just now, it's like, wow, that was... You have to have archers. So I'm not as fan of that. I wish that the heavy infantry maybe had a bit more staying power. But obviously, I mean, chariots are always rough. I mean, honestly, I like cavalry. Cavalry is not a thing in this period. I wish the chariots worked more like cavalry, but they don't. So... what are you going to do? It's forcing you to play a different play style. I'm just complaining about something that's historical, so I'm not going to do that. In the actual campaign itself, there's a lot of really cool choices. The campaign can get a little bit boggy because there's so many mechanics. Like, there is so much going on that it's wild. Like, I mean, you have hundreds and hundreds of potential things to play as in this game, and that's really wild to me, and very cool. You know, it says right here, you know, sometimes these are minor factions, so you can do things you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. And, you know, it's wild they have all this playable on the map. It really is comparable to the Immortal Empires, except in the Bronze Age. And what I've heard is that was the original plan, is it was like Game 1, Game 2, Game 3. But obviously Game 1 and 2 didn't sell well, so Game 3 got rolled into as the Pharaoh Dynasties DLC, which wasn't a DLC, it was a free update. They just gave you all of Mesopotamia, you know, which is really cool. But, yeah, there's a lot of mechanics that make it... It's actually a really fun campaign. There's desert attrition, there's different ways of recruiting stuff, but it can get a little bit menu heavy, where it's like, oh, this does this does that, and sometimes it feels like it's missing the core loop of build army, fight battle. Expand borders, build army, fight battle. You see the loop. And this is a problem with Total War as well, Total War Warhammer as well, that sometimes the mechanics start to get in the way, and that they want to be cutesy. You know, the Changeling is a good example of that. It's like, you know, you're not really fighting battles. You're gaining points to do a thing, to open a menu, to change a stat somewhere. And that's fine. You know, it's cool that it exists because there's 100 different options there. But, you know, that's not what Total War is really built for at the end of the day. Yeah, it's funny because there's not a lot to change because it's a solid game. It's a lot of fun. It's just no one plays it. Because, you know, the reception of Pharaoh is so bad. By the time you got Dynasties, they've had so many updates and so many cool things. I mean, the fire arrows, I completely forgot about that. But I'm going to remember that trick, which is fire arrows shooting into an area, lighting the grass on fire. That pans forest. Oh, I have 10 minutes. I have 10 minutes where I have to go. I'm going to try that. I want to see if I shoot fire arrows into that forest, does it light the forest on fire? I bet it will. I bet it will. So anyone occupying that forest will get roasted. I bet that'll work. Sorry, this is like a brain flash thing. I'm like, I bet this will work. Because you can target the ground, and if you target the ground with the fire arrows, it'll immediately just inundate it. So let me check if this is right. Which is such a cool feature. If this works, like, hats off to Cia Sophia. Like, that is such a neat idea. Alright, so fire arrows, flaming shot. And it says alt-right click to target the ground. So start battle, alt-right click, target ground. Let's see why. Let's see if this works. I bet it will. I'd be shocked if this didn't work, I'll put it that way. Like, this is the kind of detail that I really expect from these guys. Come on. Catch on fire. Where's it at? Come on, something. Like, we're shooting fire arrows. Catch, 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 catch. Oh, yep, here it goes. Alright, we'll put it on fast forward, see if the whole forest goes up. That is cool. So basically, it burns out this forest. So anyone... Let me see if my guys take damage if we walk through there. So... We don't want to get shot, so we'll stop. So do they take damage while they're going through the burning stuff? What does that burning actually do? Because previously, like, your guys would burn. Like, they would catch on fire and they would really get hurt. Is that happening here? Doesn't seem to be, actually. Okay. I mean, it's a cool visual effect, but it doesn't seem to actually impact the battle in any notable way. Huh. Weird. Oh no, our health is going down. Oh yeah, our health is going down. We just haven't lost any units. Oh, that's interesting. So it's not killing units, but our health is declining instead. So that's a really specific... Okay, so yeah. Yeah, our health is dropping, but the unit count isn't going down. But if they get hit, they're going to die almost instantly. Well, that is pretty cool. Okay. Yeah. You guys are asking improvements. I'm a big fan of unit push and pull. I've spoken about this in previous videos and things like that. But the idea that a unit can push another one, or it kind of falls back in battle naturally if they're against a heavier opponent. I wish that was more organic. I understand why they had to make it this button right here, pushing back enemy along its way, right? So it'll push them through. It's because it's not true weight and mass. It's basically giving them repeated commands to keep going forward. I'm not a fan of that. I wish it was like Medieval 2 or Rome Remastered, where the weight, if it's a heavy unit facing a light unit, they'll just naturally give ground from attacks. I don't like it having to be a command, because that's not, it is realistic, but you know, that's just not how battles work in a way. You know, a well-fortified something is not someone, a well-armored trained individual is going to naturally overpower someone who's not, and they're going to back up. You know, if you're getting punched in the face, you don't keep walking forward. You back up a little bit. You know, that's something they teach you in basic fencing. It's like you give ground in front of the opponent, which is what everyone would do. But that was cool. So these guys lost so much health, but they didn't lose model count. Okay. I'm going to set the forest on fire. That's going to be my strategy on the day. Is just whoom, light this sucker on fire, and then don't try and march through it, and then try and get my opponent bait through it. That's going to be how I handle that one. That could be really cool. I'm hoping that works out here. Because look how fast these guys die right here, because they have no health, right? So there's no health, and it's spread across 32 units. So the moment they went in, they instantly died. Huh. How curious. That was cool. Okay, yeah, I gotta remember that one. But yeah, I mean, generally, fun little game. You know, I wish the Amazons were in it. I mentioned that earlier because I love their roster with the Light Horsemen and the raiding. I thought that was such a fun campaign, and I was sad to see that didn't get brought over from Troy. The one that I proposed that I really, and I know that it's not a realistic expectation anymore through various sociopolitical reasons, but I really wanted to see the Habiru get their own faction, led by. You know, Yeshua, a lot of options, but basically the biblical Joshua or the biblical Aaron or Moses, they're all around this same period, and that's sort of what the Ramses III and all that is. Sometimes people suspect it's about. Some people have even said that there's a strong indication that Irsu could be related to the myth of Moses and things like that. And so I think there's something really fun with the idea of one of the one of the Canaanite factions being an anti-Canaanite faction, sort of like how you get with the Dryka campaign. But I really wanted to have it where it's like there's this line from the Prince of Egypt, I think it was, where it's like, you know, the jealous god, the idea that you can support the other people in the pantheons, which I'll drop in really quick so you can see the pantheons. Easy, yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. But the idea is that if you support the other pantheons besides El, he gets increasingly annoyed. And so their faction mechanic is sort of like this constant back and forth with El, where it's like, oh, yeah, you get a lot of problems because all these other factions are now worshiping this other god, but he doesn't like that one. It's just kind of fun, like, little throwback to the Old Testament stuff, which is a weird sort of juxtaposition to the historical narrative you're getting from the pharaonic stuff during this period. And this is just, obviously the elite unit's a slinger unit or something like that. But, their war in the Canaan area is probably the most known starting point for the Bronze Age for most Americans, just due to a pretty good knowledge of the Old Testament. But, yeah, so let me find the Pass to Power. Where is it? Court... Royal decrees, victory objectives. This is what I'm saying. Like, there's just so much on here. It's like, okay, where are the gods? Local deities, right? So you got to reach turn 3 to reach local deities, right? But it pulls up a screen where you can see the local deities stuff. Do I have any old saves on here? Just load it up. No, I don't. But I love the idea of like an Ark of the Covenant or something like that. It's almost like the Bretonia guy where they carrying him around as a corpse. It's just two guys carrying around an ark on the battlefield that increases morale and decreases enemy morale. I mean, there's a lot of fun things you can do with that, and it's very silly. And I've honestly been very surprised there has not been a mod for that, considering the Habiru are a faction on the game. Just because it's interesting. It's a little different. It plays with a lot of the existing concepts. But, as I said, I understand, given the current geopolitical climate, why that was not included by Total War itself. But, yeah, fun little silly stuff like that, which is interesting to me. And, yeah, that's Total War Pharaoh. And, golly, if you haven't seen the map on this map, I have always just thought this map was jaw-droppingly gorgeous. Fish swimming in the shallows, boats out in the sea. If you go out in the deserts, you can see, lions and sheep and all sorts of stuff just hanging out here. And, birds flying over top of it with that beautiful background. Like, as I've said 100 times, like, this game is just gorgeous to behold. And in fact, now I think I'm gonna turn this off and maybe play Irsi the Ravager for a little bit and record that. I really want to play it now. It's funny, now that I've opened it, I'm like, oh yeah, this campaign's gorgeous. See how much of the, is it important for me to look at all the royal decrees and stuff like that, which are actually technologies by a different name. Oh, hello, missing texture. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, I had a little bit of issues launching earlier. I had to restart my campaign, but that's a missing texture icon. I don't know what that's about. Let's see if I can find another one. Huh. Weird. What calls that? Anywho, this has been Total Pharaoh Dynasties, and you have watched King He have no instep the 34th, and his royal sister wife, the Beatrice, giving a little bit of what for, and discovered that the only way to win is a ridiculous number of archers. So, thanks for watching out there, everyone, and have a lovely day, and hopefully you're staying warm, because it is gotten a little bit chilly here. Have a good one, everybody.